So children, today we are going to learn about polynomial part 4. Okay, and last class we have learnt about what is, for the past few classes we are dealing with polynomials. What are polynomials? What are the different types of polynomials? What are zeros of polynomials? And how to find the zeros of polynomials? Again, you have learnt what is you have learned a new theorem, that is remainder theorem, and you have also learned how to apply division algorithm and how easily you can find remainders without doing the long term division method. Okay, now today we are going to learn the factorization, okay, of polynomial, and we will learn another theorem that is known as factor theorem, and after that we will be learning about how we have known some kind of algebraic, we know the term that algebraic identities, right? Now we are going to use those algebraic identities in a polynomial. We will be simplifying the polynomial, and also we will find the degree, or will expand certain numbers. Okay, we'll expand the numbers so that we can evaluate numbers, exponential numbers with powers and all, so that it will be easy for us. Okay, now so let's begin. Now to begin with, what do you understand by the term called factor? If I say factor, okay, what comes in your mind? Factor means a certain number which will divide another number without leaving any remainder. That means remainder will always be 0. Now how is it? Let's see, let's identify what is factor first. If I say a number y, okay, and if I divide y by x, okay, if I divide y by x and if I get remainder 0 after the division, I'll get some quotient, okay, that I'll be getting. Even if I get remainder 0, or if I don't get remainder 0, I'll be get some amount of quotient, okay. But if I get remainder 0, then I'll say x is a factor of y. Correct? Okay. Now using this, okay, applying this knowledge, okay, we will try and find out factors of a polynomial. Now this same theorem we will be using, like if I give you a polynomial and if the remainder of the polynomial comes as 0, then the polynomial which divides the other polynomial is known as factor. Getting confused? Okay, let's make it little simpler. Okay, suppose I have a function of x, okay, I have a polynomial of function x, and its degree of this polynomial is greater than equal to 1. Okay, degree is greater than equal to 1. Now let a be any real number, okay, any number, okay, let a be any real number. Correct? Now if a is any real number, and if this is a function of x, if I substitute a in place of that in place of x, okay, and if I get the value as 0, value of the polynomial as 0, then I can say that it is a factor factor of the polynomial is x minus a. Okay, if px is a polynomial of degree equal to or greater than 1, and let a be any real number, and after that a being substituted in the polynomial in place of in place of x, if the value of the polynomial comes as 0, then we can say the factor of the polynomial will be x minus a. A will be that number. Okay, or we can say it, we can interpret it in another way, just the opposite of it. Okay, if I say x minus a is a factor of polynomial px, if I say x minus a is a factor of polynomial px, it will mean that when I substitute a in place of x in the polynomial, the value will come as 0. Okay, this whole thing what I explained is known as factor theorem. Okay, got it? So this is what is factor theorem. If px is a polynomial of degree n, let the degree be n, and it should be equal to 1 or greater than 1, then a is a real number, and if a is a real number, then if pa, that means substituting a in place of x, if the value of the polynomial comes as 0, then x minus a is a factor, or we can say in another way that x minus a is a factor only if we substitute a in place of x, we get the value of the polynomial px as 0. Understood? So let's try and find out, try to solve some problems. Okay, let us take one first problem, like suppose one polynomial is given as px as 2x cube plus x square minus 2x minus 1. Okay, this is the first polynomial that is given, and another polynomial is given as, okay, now the question is find whether gx is a factor of px. Okay, now you have to find out that whether gx, which means x plus 1, is a factor of this one or not. Now if it is a factor, then what will happen? Obviously substituting the 0 of this into the expression will give us 0. Value of the polynomial will stand as 0. So let's do that. Okay, we'll write if x plus 1 is the factor of px, I am not writing the polynomial, this one. Okay, px here stands for 2x cube plus x square minus 2x plus 1. Okay, if it is so, then x plus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 1. Then p minus 1 will be 0. Okay, then p minus 1 will be 0, but we don't know that whether it will come as 0 or not. Let's check. Okay, if it is 0, then we'll say that it is a factor. Okay, so instead of x we will be substituting -1. Okay, plus -1 square minus 2 into -1 minus 1. Correct? So it will be -2. -1 into -1 will make +1. Okay, minus into minus plus, correct, and -1. See, the answer is coming as 0. Therefore x plus 1 is the factor of px. Understood? This is how we solve when we are given one factor and we are asked to find out whether that is a factor or not. If two polynomials are given, one is told as a factor of other and we need to justify our answer, we need to just put the 0 of the polynomial which is the stated as the factor. Okay, that 0 of the polynomial we need to substitute in the polynomial equation, and if we get remainder as 0, then that means it's true. The polynomial whose 0 of the polynomial we got after substitution as 0, so that is the factor. Okay, next we have a question like factorize, and a polynomial is given as y square minus 5y plus 6. Okay, and we need to factorize this. Okay, now there is various methods you can do. Okay, one is splitting method, another is trial and error method. One is splitting method, okay, and next is trial and error. Okay, okay, the question is factorize this one and find the factors. Okay, there are two methods by which we can do. One is splitting method and one is trial and error method. The splitting method you have already learnt in your lower classes. Okay, it is the way by which we are known. It is known by middle term factor. Okay, that is actually this splitting method. So let's see what is splitting method. Now splitting method means what? We will be writing the polynomial first and we will be finding, actually this is what we do. Okay, what is the zeros, what are the, if we can say a and b are the zeros of polynomial, then we know that a plus b will be -5 by this and AB will be 6 by 1. Now what is this? This is minus B by A and this is what? C by A. And what is A? A is the coefficient of Y, leading factor. Okay, leading term, then coefficient of this next term and the constant one. Okay, now this is how this can be used. This one we know. Okay, now using this, these things were not told in your junior classes, but you used to do it mentally. Splitting method means we'll find the will multiply this one with this one. Okay, if the constant term is over here is 6 and the coefficient of the leading leading term is what? 1. So 6 into 1 is 6. We'll use the factors. What are the factors of 6? 1, 2 and 3. Correct. So we will use these factors in such a way, by addition or by subtraction, any of these operation, only addition or subtraction, will be using these factors in the polynomial such that we get minus 5. Okay. So how can we get? Minus 5 can be obtained by 3 plus 2. Correct? Or we can write minus 3y minus 2y plus 6. Or y, if we take common, it will be y minus 3. And here if we take common 2, it again comes y minus 3. So which means it is y minus 3 into y minus 2. Correct? So which means what? This polynomial is the product of these two polynomials. Hence, these two polynomials are the factors of the polynomial given. Understood? This is our splitting method, or middle term factor, as we know in our junior classes. Okay, this is our splitting method. This is quite easy, and I'll recommend you all to do use this only in your exams. If it is not stated that use factor theorem to find the factors, if it is mentioned, then you have to use factor theorem, the next one, trial and error method. And if it is not mentioned, try using splitting method, because you have already learned in your previous classes and you all know how to use it, and it will be easy also. Okay, this is the splitting method. Next, in trial and error method, what we do is we find the ratio, okay, or we take it as a ratio. We use rational zero theorem, which is factors of the constant and factors of the leading term. Okay, factors of the, sorry, not leading term, factors of the coefficient of the leading term. Okay, this is the zero of polynomial. Okay, we use what? We use the constant term and factors of the constant term by factors of the coefficient of leading term. Okay, factors of the constants are what? Suppose here in this equation we have only 6, and what is the leading term? Coefficient of the leading term, here we have nothing, so which means what? We have 1. So what are the factors of the leading term? 1, 2 and 3. Correct? And what are the factors of the coefficient of the leading term? Only 1. Okay, so that means the factors can be 1 by 1. Factors may be plus minus. You have to write plus minus, okay, because that can be negative also, positive also. Okay, so plus minus, first 1 by 1, which means 1, then 2 by 1, which means again 2, 3 by 1, which means again 3. Okay, so among this 6, actually minus 1 plus 1, minus 2 plus 2 and minus 3 plus 3. Okay, that means 6 factors, 6 numbers are there, and among this we'll be going on substituting these values into this equation to check where the remainder comes as 0. Okay, we'll check that whether the value of the polynomial comes as 0 or not, and for whichever value the value of the polynomial comes as 0, that is the factor. Okay, now let's start with 1. Let's start with 1. So if I substitute 1 in the equation, what do I get? 1 square minus 5 into 1 plus 6. 1 minus 5 plus 6, correct? 1 minus 5 plus 6, which means what? 7. 7 minus 5, which means 2. So which means 1. So if this is the remainder, that means this is not a factor. Okay, next we will try on with 2. Same method. Okay, we'll try with 2. We'll substitute 2. So 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. So 2 square means what? 4. Minus 5 into 2 means what? 10 plus 6. Now 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 minus 10 comes as 0. So 2 is a factor. Therefore 2 is a 0. That means x minus x is equal to 2. Okay. X is equal to 2. Therefore we can write not x, y. Here we are denoting by y. So y. So y is equal to 2. Therefore y minus 2. If we bring y this side, it will become minus 2. So y minus 2 is a factor. Okay. Similarly, we'll substitute 3 and c. Okay. So this will become 3 square. This will become 5 into 3. So 3 square means what? 9. 5 into 3 is 15. Correct? 6 plus 9 is 15. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 minus 15, which means 0, which means y's value is 3, and y minus 3 is again a factor. Understood? That means we have got two factors. One is y minus 2 and y minus 3. This method is known as trial and error method. Again, it is also known as rational zero theorem. Okay, but since it's not there, so I am not going into details of it. Just remember, whenever one equation is polynomial is given, always take the constant and the coefficient of the first term into ratio. Okay, and then individually find out the constant term, find out the factors of the constant term, individually find out the factors of the coefficient, and then we have to put into ratio. Okay, like if here it was 8, suppose for example here it was 8, okay, and here it was 2, okay, suppose, and here it was maybe, let here be 8 again. Okay, so what we will do, 8 by 2 we are going to do, and individually we are going to find out what are the factors of 8. Like it will be 2, 4, 8, and for 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and we are going to put it into ratio 2 by 1, 2 by 2. 2 by 1 means 2, okay, and 2 by 2 means 1. So plus minus 1. Okay, then 4 by 2. Okay, 4 by 2 means what? Again 4 by 2 means 2, so we'll not take it into consideration. Then 8 by 2. 8 by 2 means what? 4. We will take plus minus 4, and once we will substitute 2 into the equation, okay, and we'll see whether the remainder is coming as 0 or not, and then again we'll substitute 4 and we'll see whether it is coming 0 or not. In this way we will go on doing. Understood?